Hello. Thanks for being here. I went into the dungeon where I used to film things and I found a 5-pin cable. So what I'm going to do is I don't necessarily want to lose this program, and it does seem to be marked. I know this was plugged into the front of a 1701 or 1702. By the way, what I'm trying to do is test out these machines with 5 pins on this monitor and see what I can see. So I'm going to try this. I may have it right. I may not have it right. With great care. I don't like turning things on and off. Sorry, I don't like leaving things on when I plug things in. Okay, definitely got them wrong. Wrong. Alright, I can see something happening over there. What do we got? Okay, so now we are through the separate video input. And indeed, we have color. Not separate, the combined video. And with a 5-pin cable. So definitely that other cable is kaput. Something is wrong. So now, oh yeah, there's the power switch that's wonky. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, with great care, is I have a 64 here with 5 pins. This is the one I tried to bring in to see if I had cable troubles or monitor troubles or whatever. And of course, it was, from what I can tell, cable trouble. So now I'll turn this on through. Yep. Oh yeah. That's an early 64. Because as you see, even through a good cable and a good monitor, the video is crap. Alright, and here's the one I was testing. Initially, that then had me wondering, what's going on here? Why is everything in black and white? Which of course it was, the cable. So here we are. Okay, look at that. Well, that's interesting. Because yeah, this now plugged in to a good monitor with a good cable looks like crap. I mean, it's blue, and if I press on this, I will get red. I will. Oh. Oh, dear. Well, you know what I'm going to do? It's funny, it looked better with that crappy cable, even though it was in black and white. This is really strange. Let's see what this modern 64 does. The 64C. Come on. Let's see how it looks. Remember, it has a wonky power switch. See, now that's lovely. Well, so the bad cable doesn't give color, but certainly the video picture looks better, even though it's not color. And the good cable on this machine looks just dandy, and on these two earlier machines, it's not good. And you see, the thing about this is right now that I hesitate, and I gotta figure out what to do. Maybe I should, I don't want to, I should hook up to the 3 inputs. See, this is a non-Commodore cable. It has 4 outputs, and the chances of getting them right are limited. Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh. So, I got to switch this to separate And pull out the other cable. Ow, 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 ow. Come on. Alright, so the black one on this is in the yellow. And the white one sorry, no. The black one is in the white. The white is in the yellow. What do we have? We have a black and white picture. So now I'm going to guess it's the red that goes in the red, but I don't know. I don't think so. Try the yellow. No. Alright, I'm going to put the white in the red. What have I got? Nothing. I'm going to put the red in the white. Okay, I think I saw something. Okay. So even though the colors were not as they should be, because it's a non-Commodore cable where you have to figure it out, it works. Alright, so now that I have things plugged in through the good video, I'm going to try again on these old machines to see if now the video looks better than the crap that it was. Remember, first 64s, that's the way it was. Ooh, that is much better. Wow, that's crisp and clean. Okay, so maybe I had things plugged in, not necessarily as they should have been. Alright, that's off. That's off. Let's go on. Wow, okay, that's pretty. Okay, so the long and the short of it is, the best way to have your 64 up and running, regardless of its age, is to have the video cable that has the separate outputs for chroma and luma going into a Commodore monitor, and they will look dandy. I'm wondering, see, you know what, when I had it plugged in the other way, on the, just the sound and the other, it didn't look good. It didn't, but it was in color. Maybe I had the wrong one plugged in. Okay, one more try. I wish I could do this better, but I can't. Okay, I'm going to flip this switch to the center. Let me actually, no. What have I got here? Yeah, okay. I'm switched. Okay, so now, let's see here. It's hard to see the colors. So the yellow, I'm going to put in there. What do we have? Okay, that looks very nice, but I know it's not colored. Alright, that's handy. So, if I put the white in there, what do I get? I get yucky blue. I don't suspect the yellow does anything, but I might be wrong. Here we go. Nope, nothing. Alright. That's beautiful. So, this cable, I know, was here and there and everywhere in the world. So if you find yourself with a gray 5-pin cable with yellow, red, white, and black things, outputs, and you have a Commodore monitor, chances are the black goes in the white goes in the red, and the red goes in the yellow. And if you do that, you will have a lovely picture. So, when it all comes down to it, the separate video is better. Chroma and Numa. That's why they did it. Which actually, in some ways, is very much like, oh, there's a funny little cable. I can't remember the name of it now. It'll come to me. Oh well. So what do I have? I have a 64 with a wonky switch that was in a box. It's beautiful. I have another that's kind of ugly and gross, but it seems to work. I have another here that, this is the one I got in Lindsay. No power supply, no anything. It seems to work. But I still have to run diagnostics and see how workable they are. But above all, right now, I do believe if I leave this cable hooked up to this monitor, whether I'm working on a 5 or an 8-pin machine, I should be good for color. I should be good for sound. I should be good. Anyway, I need a drink. Sometimes this never stops. I wonder if that is meant to also be a message. I will push it again. It should stop somewhere. It should.
Your assumptions are wrong.
Well, my assumptions that it should start somewhere is right. My assumptions about video cables and other such things are wrong. What I have now, and I'm not going to do this now, is I really need to test out more video cables. These are, from what I know, let me just look, these are ones from Commodore. I think. Yeah, well, one has a Commodore logo, one does not. They have colors that should correspond to the inputs. But like everything, I guess I really need to test things before I'm sure that I'm sure. Alright, well, things have gone well, nothing is dead. No, there was no smoke, there were no flames. Just, it appears to me, a deficient video cable. Why? Because it was butchered. I can't even think of how somebody got in there to clip those things off. I can't. But something else is wrong with that cable. Something else. Because it's, something else must have been damaged in the operation. It must have. It must have. I think. You know what, let me just have one last look here. I'm going to turn this off. I was thinking maybe the middle pin makes a difference. Oh, come on. Anyway, of course, it could just be a bad cable. Stranger things have happened, as I've told the story before. Once in the middle of the night when I worked in Sarasota at Winn-Dixie, the computer system would not start up. It wouldn't. I called the guy in charge, which is foolish. I should not have done this. I should have just said, you know what, I'm going to just change the power cord. But I didn't. I called him. He said, don't touch anything! And at great expense, a special man from IBM was summoned to assess the problem. And you know what it was? It was the power cord. So, if you're out there in the world and something goes wonky, start simple. See where it goes from there. You never know, you know. You know what? If I'd switched the power cord, he never would have known. Because, you know, the funny thing about that power cord is, it worked on other things. It was just somehow or another, maybe those two things had been together too long. And somewhere, I think I still have that power cord, and it still works. But at that moment, no way, no how, So that threw It was the Winn-Dixie warehouse where they, of course, have all these things for all their grocery stores. And that operation of getting that going, it probably took 4 or 5 hours. And everything was late. And looking back on it, I should have just changed the power cord and carried on, and then just left a note saying, had trouble, this cord is bad, carry on. Or you know what, maybe I would have put it on another thing that it worked on and just not said a word. Or maybe I would have left a note saying, had trouble, switch power cords, power works over here, didn't work over there, you know. Anyway, sometimes the answer is simple, sometimes it is not. But as we found here with cords, where's that cord? This can cause a whole lot of confusion. It can. I suppose I could, with my meter, check things. But that is another story for another day. Anyway, success, torment, turmoil, enough. Thank you very much for popping in. Bye for now.
The lesser of two evils is still evil.
Can't argue with that.